ZanuPF Jacob Mudenda moves to expose ghost ministers to Mnangagwa. Kusangana kwatinoita pano pa YouTube channel yenyu yeMagaba News. Zuva ranhasi tauya takabata nawo tichitarisa nawo dzeishu iri kudevelopa muhurumende yebato reZanuPF apo aposumuka nawo dzakasiyana-siyana. Tichiti muri Zimbabwe kana pane vatsva vachange vachingosvika pano ndiwo mukana wekubaya button rakanzi subscribe. So tauya takabata nawo yaSpeaker of Parliament Jacob Mudenda osumudza muromo achitaura maererano nechiitiko chiri kuitika kuParliament icho chema MPs pamwe chete nemaministers asiri kubudikira kuParliament aya ari kunzi maghost ministers avo vari kungotambiriswa mari avasina chavari kuita muParliament, vasina kuonekera kwavari kuita muParliament. Inova iri question yakasumudzwa naGuruwe North MP anonzi Tendai Pinduka, anova akasumudza achiti zviri kumbofamba sei kuma-government ministers enyu ayo asiri kuuya kuParliament achimirirwa nema-MPs kuti vabvunzwe kuti vari kuisa urongwa sei, sezvo ndivo vanhu vanenge vakasarudzwa mucabinet yenyu muchiti maministers anomirira nzvimbo dzakasiyana-siyana. So vaJacob Mudenda voti ivo vakuenda kunoripota kune vese maghost ministers kuna vaMnangagwa kuti vabviswe pachigaro chavari. Zvinova zvikurakidza kuti anytime any soon muchanzwa kuchiitwa macabinet reshuffles kana kutoremovwa kwemaministers kurakidza kuti pane kunyongana kwavanenge vakuita nemaministers aya. So Speaker of the Parliament Jacob Mudenda has issued a strong warning. Ministers who continue to miss parliamentary sessions could soon be reportedly directed to President Emmerson Mnangagwa. This follows the concern raised in Parliament by Guruwe North MP Tendai Pinduka, highlighting what appears to be a growing trend of absenteeism among government ministers. So what does this mean for Zimbabwe's political system? Why is it important? Let's break it down. At the heart of these issues is a fundamental principles of democracy, accountability. Parliament is not just a ceremonial institution, it is a well-elected official asked questions, scrutinize government actions, and represent the concern of citizens. When a minister failed to attend, that system of accountability began to weaken. Speaker Jacob Mudenda warned a signal rising frustration within Parliament itself. It suggests that this is not a one-off issue, but rather than a pattern that has reached a level where leadership feels compelled to escalate the matter to the highest office. From one perspective, Mudenda's stance can be seen as an attempt to restore discipline and reinforce the seriousness of parliamentary duties by threatening to report absent minister to President Mnangagwa. He is essentially raising the stake and reminding officials that public service comes with responsibility. However, from other angle, this issue may point to the deeper structure of a political challenge within the system. What are ministers absent? Is it due to the scheduling conflicts, completing responsibility, or a broader culture of weak accountability? There are questions that many citizens may begin to ask. The involvement of President Emmerson Mnangagwa in this matter is also significant. As a head of state, his response, whether direct or indirect, could set the tone for how seriously such issues are treated going forward. If affirming action is taken, it may strengthen public confidence in the governance system. If not, critics may urge that accountability merchandising are not being enforced consistently. Another important dimension is public perception. In a country where citizens often look to Parliament for answers on key issues such as the economic, public service, and development, the absence of ministers can create a frustration and a sense that leadership is disconnected from everyday reality. This is why Tendai Pinduka intervened in Parliament matters. It reflects a concern not just from within political circles, but potentially from community that elect these representatives. Mudenda also extend his concern to members of the parliament themselves, warning that strict members may soon be introduced to enforce attendance. This suggests that the issue is not limited to ministers alone, but could be part of a broader challenge affecting participation and commitment within the MPs processes. Looking at the big picture, this development highlights an ongoing conversation about governance standard in Zimbabwe. A strong institution depends on not only on a law and rule, but also on a consistent participation and accountability from those in office. When attendance becomes optional rather than mandatory in practice, it is a risk weaken the effectiveness of those institutions. At the same time, action like Mudenda can be seen as a part of effort to strengthen this system to ensure that public officials remain answerable to both parliament and the people. Zimbabwe ndozvinhu zviri kubuda, ndo mashoko ari kutaurika pamusoro pechiitiko ichi. Tauya takachibata vanhu votiwo maministers kusaenda kumusangano uyu inhau yekuti vanoziva kuti zvinotaurwa mumusangano umu zvinenge zvakatodiscusswa kumaofisi kwavo kuhurumende yava Mnangagwa kudhara, ende vamwe votaura vachiti aiwa hapana chavanokwanisa kugadzirisa sezvo ivo vakaudzwa kunzi kwaitika dambudziko rakadai, zvakafanana kuti maministers of finance vana Mnangagwa ende vakasiyana-siyana varimo aimomo vanomirira command kubva kuna Mnangagwa, saka vakapiwa zvichemo zvemacitizen hapana chavanomugadzirisa. So nhau iyi yo yakabatwa zuva ranhasi tichikuzivisa kuti vaJacob Mudenda oti aiwa taakuda kubvisa maghost ministers ese toenda nomaripotera kuna vaMnangagwa kuti ava ngavaende maministers amakagadza. Also take on this, you should also take on this news. Ndidzo news dzataya takabata pano paMagaba News.